including myself. When you make money and you are an exporter and you have made money in your bank account, you have 20 million, you have 1.5 million, you have 100 million, what do we do most times? We start now seeing this money as a possession. I own it, it's my money as a possession. When you view money as a possession, your root of growth becomes very big. You must start seeing money as capital for additional production, and you stop seeing money as a possession. I keep talking about real estate. Everyone here has a house, maybe where we live, whether you own it or whether you are renting. So I'm not against real estate. I always, even here, if we sample Tahi, all these people with these banners, the side hustle they are doing, hakuna mtu hana ploti anapisha mahali. In this hall, there is no table without a representation of a person, either with a plot, a flat, or a person thinking of one, or kasapa kidogo. Because I made so much money this season, so the next day I am going to buy a piece of land. Remember, not a piece of land to farm, a piece of land maybe to speculate. I'm not even against real estate. What I'm saying is that when we see money as a possession, we look to possess things. We look to possess something, to possess a piece of land, to possess just something to see. But it becomes a very slow part of growth, because a higher root of growth is the one that I got to and the one B way to. After making this money in farming, and you have added value now, you can say you are in agriculture. You have actually gone past farming. You are now going to manufacturing, and you are becoming bigger. You must see this money as capital to do something more, to produce, not to put it aside as a possession. Am I saying anything? I am also talking to myself. So I'm not just talking to you. That is one of the things that, if we want to become like Asian tigers, we have to stop obsessing with possessions. Because the daughter had already made enough money to possess so much. A flat in Dubai, a flat in wherever, a flat in wherever else. He already had that capacity through maybe the got a flat, but then he saw this money not as something to possess, but something to create more value. But in the process, it becomes self-fulfilling. Self-fulfilling how? You make money. After you make money, because you don't possess it, then in the long run, you have to actually possess it even more. But your goal was not possessed. So let us invest whatever we are having in still expanding our value chains within what we are doing, but also expanding to other things. You are dealing with avocado, you can exhaust the entire value chain of avocado. You can exhaust the entire value chain, but then start also branching to other things that are related, and you keep on adding more products, again add more value to those products, and then from there you can even go not from just vertical, you can go horizontal, and then you venture into other industries, just like those two gentlemen. And as you do so, and I said I'm having a short speech, as you do so, now you are graduating, you are talking about, you started with 5 million shillings, you are doing turnovers of 100 million, you are climbing high, and you are climbing high. We expand our horizons on where even to get financing. If I ask in this hall, where do we get our money to expand? Majority of us is in commercial banks. But if you started the Nigerian model, forget about the Nigerian economy. The fact is that Nigeria has the highest concentration of billionaires in Africa, black ones. So So there is something to learn there. Niko wapi? Kwa nasema nini? Nione kama nitamaliza tu kuongea saa hii pekee. Who can tell me where I am? Where from? Kwanza hapo kwa bilionea hausahau sana. But what was I saying about them? Can somebody tell me what was the point I was trying to drive? Nione kama it is too late to give a long speech. No, I had already finished about possessions. Can somebody tell me? Yes. Very good. Please clap for him. It was about financing. If I ask in this hall today where we get our money, majority of us is commercial banks. But do you know at a certain scale, you can get money from regional lenders. The Kote is where he is because of a Brexit bank. PUA is where they are together with the Kote because of African Finance Corporation. Some of them are people I know. They are actually looking for people to fund. It's definitely a lower rate than the market commercial bank rate. Please, let's also look at that kind of thing. So that it's not just commercial banks. There are other people who can give you money even as an entrepreneur with better rates. So that you also need commercial banks graduating the other people to reach where you are. Ukifika pahali fulani, ulizia offices are flexing back, and I'm not campaigning for them. It's because it is a real model that has worked. AFC and such kind of regional lenders and regional financiers who can catapult you now where commercial banks can. Very lastly, and I've seen my brother from Kenyans is here, and I've always said this, our commercial attaches, forget about commercial attaches, our ambassadors in Kenya, they must start having a scorecard based on how much market they look for the Kenyan products. I mean, a thriving country or a growing country or a growing economy like Kenya, you cannot only grow through well. Diplomacy is fine, but we must start judging them by how much business they give to the people in this hall and the others like you. So that we are left doing what we need to do in terms of producing, but there is somebody else also doing their best to create robust markets, so that we always perpetually are not having a problem with where to take what we have. Very lastly, I always talk about investment, which I can talk about in 2 minutes. After we make money in what we do here actively, where do we take our money first? You must have heard me somewhere talking about it, but because you are not there, let me paraphrase it, because I don't even think you did anything after listening. You know, even me sometimes I read a magazine, let's say Forbes magazine, Fortune, and I keep telling myself, I must stop reading for fun, and I must stop listening for fun. You know, at the end of the moment, you watch Bloomberg TV, you watch CNBC, you read Forbes, you read Fortune magazine, but to be X-rated, I keep reminding myself, the reason for gaining knowledge is not for me to be excited. It is for me to improve something about myself. So that's why I'm saying, I know even after listening to that video, not many of us did anything about it other than being happy. Passive investment is not just buying a plot of land. I keep repeating that. And my brothers and sisters in real estate, you are doing a good job for giving us a place to build our homes. But we must reorient our capital. And I keep saying, the stock market in Kenya is grossly undervalued. And that is why maybe I was talking about Safaricom. Take a company like the one, unasemanga maneno mingi, take Kenya Power. I'm not campaigning for them, but reason with me. This company, if you bought it, if all of us in this hall we bought Kenya Power today, equal year to 6 we would spend 24 billion shillings. 24. The entire value of the company. Last financial year, not last, he made a junior this year. They made 24 billion in net profit. I was talking to Jango, nikamuuliza machini kama hii ya nini, hizo machini tulikuwa tunaonyeshwa, nikinunua, although I'm actually very sure, nikinunua hii machini, itanirudishia pesa yangu after how long? Nilikuwa namuuliza, ananiambia out 3 years. Nikaona maybe for diversification I can do it. But listen again carefully. This is a company that if we bought it in this one day, you see the way government is selling sabbatical. To say this is kama avocado association. Vile tu mnauza hiyo tuuzieni hii. Na vile mnauza hiyo na hasara, mkiangalia shares, tutuzie hivyo hivyo. Tutanunua Kenya Power sisi wote avocado stakeholders will buy Kenya Power for 24 billion shillings. Are you get up to them? They made 1 year profit, 1 year net profit of 24 billion. Just tell me where in the world you get such an opportunity. Take a company, and I'm not me. When I give you this, I tell you to go read. Don't buy because the Nyoro said it. I am just directing us to read and starting because it doesn't take long to know all these things I'm talking about. Take any company, including KCB. KCB this year, by the way, by how they increase their Q3 results, they will not make less than 60 billion in profit. 60 billion in profit 1 year net. But the valuation today, if you bought the entire KCB, it will cost you less than 220 billion, meaning less than 4 years of their net profit, you have your money back. Take any other. Let me give the last one. Let's say you can choose any because the market is undervalued anything you touch. Take insurance company, Kenya shares. If you bought all of them today, you would spend less than 17 billion shillings. Your company where they have no loan, they have zero loan. But the cash and cash equivalent meaning the money they have fixed in the bank or the money in treasury bonds and bills, and they have no loan. They have 41 billion shillings in cash and cash equivalent. That tushikane sahi, tuchukue loan, we buy Kenya at 17 billion. Then ikikuwa yetu tumepewa key, tunafungua kampuni hivi, ndani kuna cash ya 41 billion. Then we take 17 to repay bank tuwape na hii ingine yetu. I'm just saying figuratively, there are many opportunities in investing in the NSC. And I have taken it upon myself to talk to you until you get bored. That there are opportunities in the capital markets. Because when we all concentrate on the capital markets and we develop our capital markets, we are making Kenya a significant hub of capital flow. Capital flow means we then make people to realize there is a market called NSC. When there is a market called NSC, which is part of the global market, when you in your company wants to raise money, you just be listing your company in the NSC. Even as an SME, there is a category. You list. Instead of getting a loan, you sell a stake of 25% to the NSC, you raise 500 million, you expand your company, the people who bought your shares grow, you also grow, and the market grows. All these economies, South Korea, Singapore, US, UK, they grew out of the abundance of capital. and because there is a capital market which is having inflows which can be absorbed. But our NSC now has many opportunities, but us here who live in Kenya can't, because they are not taking advantage of them, then the market continues to be